What's up, my fellow comic book creators? It's new comic book day. It's old comic book day. It's trade day. It's compendium day. It's singles day. Comic books, baby. It's nail cutting day. Revan, you have anything to say about this? All right, as usual, we got to get into, shout out to Memory Lane Comics Part 1 and Part 2. Because I'm trying to get stuff at both of them from now on. Just because I'll get a little bit of old stuff, get a little bit of new stuff. But we'll start off with what we got at Part 2. I found a trade. It's called Elsewhere by Fairberger, Kessner, Riley, and Maurer. This is the creative team behind this. This is Volume 1. They had Volume 2 there, but I was like, But $5 for a trade, well, that's a pretty solid price. I'll give it a shot. I'm trying to, expand my horizons. So I've never heard of this. I was told it's about Amelia Earhart, and if I like it, that I will also want to sign up for Rocketeer, which is a series that's about to come out. And then before we get into the singles also, let me drop this bad boy on y'all. I showed y'all a haul video yesterday where I got Part 1 for $25. These bad boys were also $25 a piece. I don't know if you can see the price of these. But I now have the first 3 compendiums of Walking Dead, which means I need to start reading Walking Dead because I have 144 issues of Walking Dead to read. That's a great problem to have, huh? All right. Comic Shop News 2010. It's when I came home from my first trip to Afghanistan, or my second trip to Afghanistan. I don't remember. I was in Afghanistan for half that year. And great year. I loved it. Let's talk about single comic books. The Punisher, #1. I'm excited to read this. This is a continuation of the Red Band. I flipped through the first couple of pages. It seemed like it's going to be a good story. Next up, we got Skinbreaker, issue number 6, right? Yeah, issue number 6. This is the Robert Kirkman story that he's working on right now, and I am really enjoying this. I will say that I'm like 2 or 3 issues behind, as am I with most series still. I'm trying to put a dent in it, but I keep buying new shit and reading the new shit and then forgetting the old shit, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta read the old shit, and then shit. You know what I mean? But let's Fight Boss issue number 3, or sorry, Final Boss issue number 4. Fight Boss 3 and Final Boss 4, one of the two. I still haven't read the first issue of this, so I got 4 issues to read of this. And I was told it's pretty good, so I'm excited to read it. Next up, we got Escape, issue number 6. I am a couple issues behind on this as well, but I have said, based off the first 3 issues that I read, this is probably the most realistic fictional war comic that I've read so far, other than maybe like Junkyard Joe. But I wasn't in Vietnam, so I can't relate. I wasn't in World War II, so I can't really relate. But this is really good. It's kind of like Behind Enemy Lines type stuff. Fantastic so far. We got Capes issue number 4, another series that I haven't started reading, so I got 4 issues of Capes to read. And this is kind of a break off of Invincible, a spinoff of Invincible, an Invincible story, if you will. And I'm really intrigued by it and interested and ready to start reading it someday. Hyde Street issue number 10. I am up to date with this one. This is fantastic. Hyde Street can do no wrong. The art in it, the storytelling, the spinoffs. There's been 3 spinoffs that have come off of it. Devour, Sisterhood. Maybe only 2. Anyways, Hyde Street and the spinoffs that are coming off of it, fantastic. Next up, we got Hulk Smash Everything, issue number 3. This is like classic Hulk comic. I'm enjoying it. And then on the back, you see this, Alias. I pre-ordered this already. Alias number 1 is the new Jessica Jones story. I've never read a Jessica Jones story. I thought the MCU series was pretty good. Specifically, the first series, or the first season. The second and third one were kind of like, but the first season of that was really good. The Mortal Thor issue number 7. This is probably one of the best things coming out in Marvel right now. This is fantastic. I've never really been big into Thor's character, so I've never really read a whole lot of Thor, but I am really enjoying that. Next up, Iron Man issue number 2. I still haven't read 1 yet. I haven't read any Iron Man ever before, so this is my first Iron Man story, so I need to get on this. But again, you can see Alias number 1. They're preaching it. Go get it. I'm really excited to read this. I got to get to it. The Infernal Hulk issue number 4. I'm still scared to read 3 because they changed the creative team on it, or they changed the art. They changed the art for 3, and it kind of worries me because I finally saw, I'm like, hell yeah. when Marvel does that, when they change the artist and it's a noticeable change, sometimes it puts me off. It won't be like bad art, but sometimes I read it and I'm like, this isn't what I'm getting this for. You know what I mean? But I am excited to read this. I'm still picking it up, obviously. Next up, we got Murder Podcast, issue number 5. Hey, Ignition Press still can't do wrong. I'm telling you. Ignition Press is killing it. Murder Podcast has been fantastic so far. If you're looking for a reason to be afraid of podcasts, you should check that out. Next up, we got 30 Days of Night, issue number 3, The Falling Sun. So this is the sequel. This is like 20 years after, or 10 years after, whatever, the original 30 Days of Night movie. The last issue ended kind of corny. I thought it was like corny in a funny way, not intentionally funny, but the premise is a kid is escaping. He's like hanging out with some gangbangers. His mom finds out, sends him up to live with his uncle in Alaska to get him away from that shit. And then the gang finds out that he got sent to Alaska, and they're in LA, and they all jump in these like black sports cars, and they're all like, let's go get him back. And they're driving from LA to Alaska in these like Mustangs. And I'm like, okay. Next up, we got Voyeur, issue number 4. I've really enjoyed this. I think this is a fantastic kind of like love / spy / thief comic. It does have some adult stuff in it, as you can probably guess from the cover. So, you know, for a mature audience. But I am really liking that. That was the first thing that I read from Ignition Press, and it made me interested in getting more Ignition Press. And now I'm hooked. Everything Ignition Press releases, I did leave one. There was an anthology that was like $8, and I was like, I don't know if I need that. But Absolute Wonder Woman issue number 17. The last issue was the issue where they did the crossover with Batman. That was a really good issue. I also read the annual, which is a really good issue. So now we're back on mainline Absolute Wonder Woman, and there has not been a single bad issue. The crossover with Batman was great. The annual was great. The 15 before the crossover were great. This has been great. This has been like my number 2 Absolute series. The number 1 changes occasionally. I think this has been my number 1 once or twice. But Absolute Wonder Woman has been a top 2 of the Absolute universe every single week of its release. So if you haven't started reading it yet, I'm telling you, go get it. Speaking of which, Return of Sleepy Hollow. My youngest son's middle name is Ichabod because I have been a diehard fan of this story since I was like 7 or 8 years old, okay? This is doing that story justice. This is fantastic. The story of Ichabod Crane and, you know, all the cast in there, and they're finding out why the murders are happening. This has been fantastic so far. This is issue number 4. So if you're looking to get into it, you're not too far behind. Next up, we got Be Not Afraid, issue number 6. I think I still have 5 to read, but the first 4, really solid. They kind of bounce around on who the story is like following for that issue, but they all tie together. There's no like, it's not anthology style. It's not like where you're like, what the hell's going on in the story? You know what's going on in the story in each issue, and I appreciate how they're doing it. But if you're into like angels and demons and like possession and type stuff, this has been fantastic so far. Next up, we got here. Before we get into the last 2, we're gonna jump in to this one. This would have been the last, and I don't want to save the best for last. Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue number 9. This is Absolute Martian Manhunter. The art in this, fantastic. The storytelling, very abstract. I will say it's not for everybody. I've been enjoying it, but it hasn't been like my top 2 from Absolute Universe. It's very unique. What they're doing in this is very different than probably almost anything you've ever read before. Or enjoyed as far as art goes. So I definitely recommend you give this a shot. Pick up issue number 1. If you like number 1, you're probably going to like the rest of them. They're all very similar. The story, my problem with this is the story has not progressed as far as I want to. But that's not a knock on it. That's a lot of people are saying they really like what it's doing. So I would definitely give it a shot. It's far from bad. But speaking of bad, okay, these 2, I would have told my LCS not to give them to me, but I'm going to be canceling these 2. Supernatural issue number 5. This show is maybe a top 10 show of all time. Fantastic. They do not do Sam and Dean justice in this comic series. That's all I'm going to say about that. Black Panther Intergalactic. The story is kind of okay. But when you're buying 20 comics a week, okay doesn't work. And the art in this, to me, the art in this is like AI generated. I'm sorry, I don't mean to diss the artist. I don't mean to diss the artist. I'm not trying to bash what's going on in this. I really want a good Black Panther ongoing. I don't know how I feel about this. I do know how I feel about it. I'm not interested in it. I might wait for the next Black Panther run to continue my Black Panther reading. I did get the 60-year anniversary one that just came out last week. I still got to read that. But guys, that's what I got today. That's what I'm going to be reading for the Unforetold Future. And I hope everybody else had a great freaking new comic book day today, or whenever you get your comics. Remember, I see some people posting on Saturday and they're like, oh, this is late. New comic book day is never late. It arrives exactly when it means to, okay? If your new comic book day is once a month on a Sunday, then that's your new comic book day. Say it loud, say it proud, enjoy your comics. All right.